because right now he really has nothing, right? You know, he can't stream on Twitch, on Kick. Rumble is thinking about banning him. He's streaming right now on this like crypto scam site.
Yo, that's crazy that Rumble is trying to get rid of him. That's insane. Now, shout out to Jonathan Pantoja. Salutes, man. Chud is either super ignorant or really fucked up all the way. He could go about content and social media platforms, in my personal opinion. You know what the thing is that, you know, not for nothing, but 9 out of 10 people, that's the content that they'll watch. That's the content that they'll share. That's the content that will make them talk to other people about. You know what I'm saying? You know, people want to see fuck shit. People want to see, you know, fights. People want to see conflict. People want to hear arguments. That's the type of content that, you know, people take in. You know, we could be sitting here and having just a good conversation, and you know, people would rather focus on, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, I get it. You know, he could see this as an opportunity to try to go viral and you know, make a name for themselves. But, you know, unfortunately, this is not the way to go about it, you know, especially when all the platforms are getting rid of you. You know, what's it worth if there is no platform that will let you, you know, stream? Now, I get what he's saying with the free speech and stuff like that, but it's just the way he goes about it. Like, if he was just going around interviewing people, talking about, hey, what do you feel about free speech? Should people allowed to say the N-word and then get the reactions from people? Then I think that that would be better content than going around and just throwing it at people and, you know, trying to antagonize someone into doing something to him. Because it is the truth. Well, what's happening is that, you know, a platform like Kick, a platform even like Rumble, YouTube, bro, they don't want to be responsible when someone, you know, takes out a weapon and stabs him or, you know, blows his head off on stream. They don't want to have to deal with that, you know. They're going to get backlash on why didn't they do something? Why did they deplatform that person? You know, but the reality is that that's the content that people want to watch. I'm not going to hold you, bro. He's got me on the edge of my seats. I wish these live streams, I wish I could, you know, be in tune with it while it's happening so that I could watch it live. You know what I mean? Because some of these clips, bro, he's definitely playing with fire. Shout out to Mr. Williams. Pay attention. He carries a gun and mace. Lose your life over words. They chimping out. Yeah, that chimping out shit is hilarious. You know, and again, I mean it in just that I think it's funny. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. You know, me and Lightskin was talking about it. And I said, bro, that might be the new hard ER right there. You know, when a Higga tells a black man, hey, you're chimping out. Stop chimping out. You know, crazy. Yeah, shout out to HVAC. He should have been slapped already. I think he's already gotten into an instance where someone has I know they slapped his hat off. I know a Higga spit on him. You know, another Higga threw food on him. But I don't know if anybody has like physically assaulted him, you know. But boy, oh boy, listen, he's you know, he's definitely making a name for himself. And at this point, like, you know, to be banned off of YouTube, banned off of Kick, Rumble is ready to get rid of you. And I get that Flacco is saying that he's on like some site where it's like a crypto scam type thing. I forget what the name of it is. It's at the bottom of his clips. You know, that seems to be the only place that's allowing him to stream. You know, who knows? You know, when out of all the platforms, then what do you do? You know, yeah, you rose to the top really, really fast, but then you crashed and burned so much faster. You know, and you know, unfortunately, that's not worth it. But you know, sometimes that's what you got to do to get people's attention. You know, not saying that it's right, but like, you know, what else would he do? Just be a normal streamer? He'd probably be a nobody. Nobody would watch him. But now that he's doing this, everybody's paying attention to him. You know, it sucks, man. But you know, it is what it is, man. You know, the world has become more accustomed to wanting to see fuck shit than wanting to see actual, you know, real shit or intelligent conversation or intelligent topics. And you know, I get it, man. I ain't gonna hate on it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, I'm not like, you know, I'm not going to F it. I want to rise to the top. I'm going to go out and do content like that. Hell no. For that, nigga, I'll stay a small streamer, you know, and make my little chitlins here and there. You know, this Higga is damn near damn near got a death wish. Real shit, my nigga. You know what I mean? And it's only a matter of time before, you know, somebody ain't trying to hear that shit.
He really has nothing left, right?
Man who's probably gay and needs to get some help.
What's that?
Gay low-key.
Them being nice right now. That's right there across. That's free.
You're trying to tell me this isn't a public easement?
I stay right here.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, well, move there.
Keep yourself chimp out.
All right.
Look at him chimping out. Be a good boy.
Now, respectfully to the girl that said, and the girl, and even Flacco that said, oh, well, he should have went over there and said the N-word to his face. Bruh, he's already disrespecting him. Okay, chimping out. You know, like, that shit hit different when you tell a black man, yo, man, stop chimping out. Be a good boy. Like, he might as well, you know, have took it as the hard ER. Okay, so him stepping away, like, don't get me wrong, I don't want the bouncer Higa to get in trouble, but the disrespect has already been planted. Okay, Flacco and the girl could say, oh, well, why did he say the N-word to his face? He's been doing it. You know, he's been doing it. Now, you know, playing devil's advocate, like, you know, I don't want my fellow black man to, you know, put his life in jeopardy to do something to this Higa. You know, let the gangsters do it. You know, the gangsters want to crash out and go to jail and be around each other. Let them Higgins do it. You know, as far as like my regular, you know, like I'll say this, right? You got the gangbanger niggas. Let them niggas handle him. Shout out to like my boy Mr. Williams, right? If my boy Mr. Williams was out and about with this, I'm saying Mr. Williams, don't even listen to that Higa, bro. Don't fall for none of the bullshit that's gonna trick you out of your spot. You know, either let the gangsters handle him, bro. You know, or let karma handle him. You know, in this instance, this bouncer, you know, it's not worth losing your job over, you know, pummeling this guy right here. But don't get it twisted, bro. He definitely disrespected this Higa. You know, you look at his face. You know, he probably like, boy, if I wasn't at work, boy, I'll beat the hell out of you. You know, be a good boy is crazy. Yeah. Stop chimping out. Crazy. You know, and he got a little bit away and said the hard ER. I'm saying he's been saying the hard ER for a hot minute. Like, I don't see why this guy would be the exception. Why? Because he's a bouncer. I think Chud would like that instant that back and forth, that confrontation. You know?
You heard me. You heard me.
Come on, man. You see, they heard him over there. You see, the other bouncer looked like he like, man, come back over here. They heard him.
No, I'm good. We're live. Don't touch me, lady. I already said it to his face. Get mogged.
Obviously,
respectfully, shout out to Flacco, but like, what do you think is safe distance? Like, bro, he's only a few feet away. Them Higgins, that Higga could easily just say, man, fuck this job and walk towards him. Is the Higga gonna run? I don't think Chud would have ran. You know, don't get me wrong. I think Chud is brave as fuck in like the worst way possible. Because I think Chud would stand there and wait and get flattened out. I think that's what Chud wants. You know, to then turn around and call police and say, hey, listen, I got assaulted. You know, and then guess what happens? The black man goes to jail. You know why? Because, you know, technically just because someone says that word to you, it still does not give you the right to put your hands on them. You know, and nowhere in life does it say in any rule book that, you know, a judge is going to say, you know what, you were well in your right. He called you the N-word and, you know, you hit him and you know what, you get to go free. Absolutely not. You know, there still has to be a level of maturity and containment within the person that's getting offended. You know, you can't put your hands on nobody. Now, you know, you definitely could do like him and call the police and say, yo, I feel like, you know, this guy's just racially targeting me. And then he could probably get in trouble a little bit, maybe for, you know, what do you call it? Hate speech or something like that. But, you know, again, he is utilizing his amendment right to, you know, say what he wants to say. You know, unfortunately, you know, my fellow black man has to, you know, control himself. and not let that, offend him to the point where you then, lose your life or you trade your life. Never forget, there was a story that we covered not too long ago. Well, actually, there was a story that we covered years ago, and then it finally got cleared recently. And that was where the older white man was in the Dunkin' Donuts line, car line, and then he got mad because he felt like his order was messed up. He started cursing out the guys inside. They said, "Hey, sir, we're not going to serve you today." And that nigga went inside and called him the hard ER, and homie swung at him, knocked him out. The old man fell, hit his head, and died. That young man went to jail, right? The judge did not give a damn that he got called the hard ER. And the judge is not going to give a damn that you get called the hard ER. So again, this is for content, but the black man cannot control himself, will be on the losing end, because you're going to assault this nigga and then you're going to go to jail. Again, I say leave it to the gangsters, right? The gangsters that want to put in work, be known as gangsters, and are willing to go to jail for it. Like gangsters kill each other every day over the stupidest shit. So like, let one of them say, "Oh, this is a good cause to go out for. I'm going to go do a Chud dirty. I'm going to go take his life." And then, go sit in front of a judge and say, "I did that." The common man should just mind their business. Don't let that shit affect you. Let that shit go in one ear, come out the other. If you ask me, that's just my opinion. Shout out to Jonathan. Unfortunately, it's a small number of people that want to watch content where something good happens, like good deeds, for example, God's Plan by Drake, or people going around helping people. I agree. Nobody really wants to watch. Don't get me wrong. It gets views, right? Don't get me wrong. The same person, I say this, right? A person wants to watch bullshit. A person wants to watch fights. A person wants to watch interactions. A person wants to see people cussing each other out. I want to say maybe like 80% of the time. There is 20% in all of us that we watch some good stuff, but we go right back to the fuck shit. We love the fuck shit, shout out to Jonathan again. Even the good debates, like the one guy who watched, like the one guy we watched go to universities with a table saying, "I don't believe in God, prove me wrong." Are you talking about homie that got killed? What's his name? I forgot that nigga's name, man. We might have to watch a couple of them Johns too, man. Those joints were really interesting debates. Those are really interesting debates. But the problem is that no matter what the debate is, there's always the individual that cannot control themselves. They cannot control their emotions, and they get so high in their emotion that their emotions end up taking over, right? Then it's not a debate no more. It's just cursing somebody out. One person cursing the other person out. That's all it is. And even in YouTube, some of these communities and stuff like that, that's all it is. People that can't control their emotions. So they let their emotions take over, and then they're just cussing each other out all fucking day. And, Higgins love it,
Right.
We got roots. Hey, you scared me a little bit when you came up like that.
You helped me when you were following Liver King. Before you were following Liver King, you used to sell me weed. I fed you before.
It's been a long time. I healed your stomach by teaching you how to eat real food.
Yes. So that's
what was your name again?
I'm Lana, but that's
Lana.
I'm confused. What happened to you? Because you're not racist. I know that. I fed you.
But so you believe in freedom of speech?
I do.
So I was watching this, right? It made me say, like, no, well, maybe he's not racist. Maybe he's just exercising his freedom of speech at the same time, trying to be a content creator that stands out from everybody else. Maybe he's a higger that he's not content with 52 viewers. He wants thousands. And nowadays, these higgers want you to fucking do some fuck shit in order to get views. The same, how many people have probably shared this higger's content and they view him as racist, but a person that's not racist, a person that you just creates good conversation. You can't get nobody to share your shit. I'm not mad at him for saying I'm going to do the most extreme to try to get a viewership, and this right here told me, look, he's not racist. This black woman is saying, bro, like you used to sell me weed, you used to come to my crib and I used to feed you. Like, how could you be racist? That's not you. It isn't, it isn't, he's just utilizing the freedom of speech. to try to gain traction. Now, don't get me wrong, it's working against him. You know, what can you do?
I should be allowed to say nigger too, right?
Right, but you.
Then that's the only point. That's it.
People don't have emotional intelligence.
You hear that? People don't have emotional intelligence. You know, everybody's offended. The littlest thing. Words that were never meant for them. You could say the words to them and they're offended. They're ready to crash out. You know, isn't that not crazy? That bitch just skipped ahead, man. What the fuck? Holla!
No. Anonymous sent $200 donation towards Zeb's New York trip.
What the fuck just happened? Hold up. Wait a minute. Holla!
Anonymous sent $200 donation towards Zeb's New York trip.
Holla!
Anonymous sent $200 donation towards Zeb's New York trip.
Holla!
Anonymous sent $200 donation towards Zeb's New York trip.
Damn, that's crazy work right there, man. That's crazy work. Salutes, man. All right, shout out to Anonymous with the $200 donation towards the Zeb's New York trip. Jeez. Yikes. Yowzers. Okay, salutes to the dono, man. Much appreciated, man. Can we get it one more time for the one time? Holla! Jeez.
Anonymous sent $200 donation towards Zeb's New York trip.
Jeez. Yeah. Okay, salutes, man. That New York trip is looking good right now. I am not gonna hold you, man. Okay, that trip is looking good. All right. I think we are about 200 from Pepe's goal. I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. I think we're gonna make it to Pepe's goal, which is the actual goal. Like, I just came in, you know, trying to at least let Higgins know that, bro, we gonna make something happen. You know what I mean? We already at the point where we gonna make something happen. You know, Pepe's goal just makes it smooth sailing. Okay, so you know, I feel like what we got, we in May. Shit, we only got literally like maybe like I want to say maybe 2 weeks. What we in May in? This is 1 week, 2 week, 3 week. We got 3 weeks, you know, to try to hit that, you know, that 7 goal, you know, and then literally, you know, I got to get with Pepe's. You know, I told her like, bro, let's do this shit either first week or second week of June, either the first week or the second week of June. All right, so, boy, that's love, man. That's love, man. For real, much appreciated. Salute to that anonymous donator. All right, really appreciate you. You know, just for having faith in us, man. You know, we gonna make it happen. All right, we is definitely gonna make it happen, boy. Oh boy. I tell you, man, I'm excited for Pepe's, man. I'm excited for Pepe's for her to finally, you know, shut that girl the fuck up. Although, you know, like, let's be honest, man. You know, we could deliver a fucking death blow to that broad, and she would just keep on going. You know, and she gonna learn the hard way, man. She gonna learn the hard way. And on top of that, you know, I feel like this trip with Pepe's, man, this shit gonna solidify that, you know, we are probably the worst, you know, the worst people that she's ever gone back and forth with. You know, everybody else has, you know, like just clowned her and stuff like that. But like we've, you know, it's like when rappers say keep it on wax with a little clowning. My nigga, we've said fuck that. We've taken it off wax. You know, we've gone real life and real life in an entertaining way. Real life, not that anybody got injured. And listen, in this entire thing, ain't nobody ever get injured. Ain't nobody was ever in the position to get injured. You know, I've been told y'all, You know, same way I told her, man, as long as you don't put no hands on me, we good. The day you put your hands on me, I will beat you like a man, nigga. You know, I'm just keeping it 100, man. As long as you don't put your hands on me, you ain't never had nothing to worry about. But the crazy amount of spurging that we've had this girl do, man, we've made her test her faith. Shit, like my nigga, she just like a day ago, you know, she went crazy, and then she put out some fucking post trying to read Bible verses, talking about this the last time she ever gonna talk about it. Then I heard that she was this morning talking, and you know, she wasn't getting no interaction from her chat. Then I think she seen somebody else's chat. They was clowning her over there. And, you know, just like that, man, she said F her faith. She resorted back to trying to throw shots at us, this and a third. Man, knock yourself out, man. We see you in NYC, baby. We see you in NYC in less than a month. Oh.
Gorilla booty cheeks, we clapping them gorilla booty cheeks, clapping them gorilla booty cheeks. We clapping gorilla cheeks, we clapping gorilla cheeks, we clapping gorilla cheeks. We clapping gorilla cheeks, we clapping gorilla cheeks, we clapping gorilla cheeks. We clapping gorilla cheeks, we clapping gorilla cheeks, we clapping gorilla cheeks. We clapping gorilla cheeks, we clapping gorilla cheeks, we clapping gorilla cheeks. Yeah, I'm clapping them booty cheeks. Gorillas, man, you know that shit make me weak. Silverback gorillas, I like to hit it fast. Booty cheeks bouncing all around that fucking ass. Hey, we clapping gorilla booty cheeks.